It was time to meet my fate. I had no trouble locating Makina's residence. I don't know what I was expecting, but what I found was just an ordinary apartment building. I couldn't involve Mochida and the others in this. They'd been through enough already. Besides, this was a family matter. My bloodline was responsible for this whole mess, so it was only right that I be the one to make amends, alone. Whenever you see a candle on the map, you can examine it to restore your HP and save your game. Alright, so let's save. And I'm gonna see if I can adjust the volume. Ugh. I told you you're going to be seeing that a lot. Wait, ending list. I don't think that there are too many wrong endings in this game. But let me just check. Oh, well. So there's only one ending for this chapter. I know, like, later on there are a couple, but not many. Okay. In addition to most of the name tags being missing from the mailboxes, the ones that remain are encrusted with dirt and decay and are only barely legible. Some, in fact, are just plain rotted out entirely, or the slots for them are rusted over. They look like props from a horror movie. When a person gets truly startled, she's unable to move due to the combination of fear and, well, being put on the spot. It's like she's been planted to the ground. It may be human nature, but I hated not being in control of my actions. Nonetheless, there I was, a sitting duck, just waiting for someone to come down the stairs. Except no one did. The seconds ticked on, but I was pretty definitively the only one here. The mailbox was stuffed with vast quantities of tissue paper. The bottom layer of this stack had turned an unpleasant shade of brown, and may have just been from years of settling debris, but if that were the case, it shouldn't have been that dark. I slowly unwrapped the tissue, morbidly curious as to what I might find inside. It was only then that I noticed the inside of the mailbox itself, which was stained a deep crimson. It looked a whole lot like blood. I'd unwrapped enough by then to see what was inside the tissue paper. It was the skeletal remains of a bird. On the rusted panel of the mailbox from which I discovered this gruesome find was a name scribbled in permanent marker. Shinozaki. Okay, can't go there. Persistent use of your flashlight will eventually kill its battery. If this happens, you'll need to find a new battery and use it, or you'll be left in the dark. 401 Shinozaki. Well, if Satoshi was here, he'd help us find one. The door's shut tight. There's a doorbell on the wall nearby. Pressing it only produces clicks. Guess there's no power. Can't remember how to do the flashlight. The door's rusted shut. It won't open. Okay, that does shit. Okay. Oh, open it. Sorry. I took a deep breath, mentally prepared myself for what I was about to attempt, and grabbed the steel doorknob. For is pronounced she, and she can also be pronounced as the English word in English, what we would say death. So it's an ominous number. It's like if we were to get sixes. The number disappeared from the screen as if the call had never been placed.
いてる。すみません。怒りっぽい。人が住めなくなってから何年ぐらい経っているんだろう。お邪魔します。靴脱いだ方がいいかな。今人の声が。そうだ、篠崎義恵の家に行った時の記憶を生かさなくちゃ。今回はちゃんと用意したんだから。姉ちゃんが研究のために使ってたボイスレコーダー。2008年11月10日午後7時48分、篠崎マキナの家。捜索開始。
Now, they did have smartphones in 2008, but Japan didn't start using Japanese. I was here 2009 through 2010. No one in Japan was really using a smartphone at that time. So either she's one of the unique ones or someone just kind of forgot at the company about that.
私は大丈夫。頑張れる。あの学校とあの家をくぐってきた。
Yeah, this is nothing compared to that. The switch does nothing. As expected, this apartment doesn't seem to be getting any power right now. Looks like a bathroom door. Ah, we need to use it. It's a Japanese-style toilet. Fortunately, despite the condition of the apartment building in general, it seems to be a modern and fully functioning non-septic model without any foul smell.
出るのかな。大きな音で水が流れ出しても怖いな。
But we got to go!
なんでこんなにおしっこしたいんだろう。体調のせい。
Yeah, and last time you got your period in a Heavenly Host, too.
ダメ。このままじゃ漏れちゃう。
Yes, we're gonna watch her go to the bathroom. Sneaking into a deceased woman's abandoned apartment and using her bathroom? It was kind of absurd, but I almost felt like I was infiltrating the deepest chambers of an enemy base.
緊張して出ないや。
Ooh. That didn't look normal. With what sounded like my own relieved voice echoing back at me from the walls, I thought I'd finally done my business, but my bladder still felt completely full.
私まだしてないのに。何これ。血。天井から漏れてるわけでもないのに。
As if accompanying the loud, bubbling sound, the dull squish of a blade cutting the flesh was also faintly audible. It immediately brought to mind somebody slitting her wrists.
やだ、無理。
Ooh. So that's an optional scene.
山村さんの話だと篠崎真希菜はすでに亡くなっているってことだけど、生活用品とか当時のままみたい。篠崎真希菜が亡くなった後、誰もここに入らなかったのかしら。やっぱり怖いよ。
So I'm pretty sure that Makina was the woman who warned Yui when she was in high school in Encounter, Chapter 3 of Book of Shadows. On the tiny kitchen table sat numerous prescription bags and instructions. The name written on every bag was Makina Shinozaki. There was a photo hanging from the freezer door. Though blurry and hard to make out, it seemed to be of a forest thick with mist, along with one additional detail that made it much worse. She hung that picture on her fridge, too. In the corner formed by the wall, the refrigerator, and the sink, there's an extremely disturbing amount of mold growing. Just breathing the air nearby feels hazardous to one's health. There aren't really any signs of food anywhere, however. Maybe Makina didn't eat much. There doesn't seem to be anything of note on the shelves. I'm trying to figure out how to get the light on. There we go. Okay. It's, one of the shoulder buttons. Items lying about can be obtained by examining them. There may be hidden compartments or spaces in shelves and such as well, so be sure to examine everything very carefully. I could see myself in the mirror. I looked worried. Oh, would it be creepy if her reflection didn't walk away with her? There's something lying on the table. Batteries obtained. The drawers seem to contain only insurance documents as well as an official name stamp. The top photograph on the stack depicted a young woman with a hairstyle decidedly not of the modern era. The next photograph showed a different woman smiling widely. Her clothes were actually quite beautiful, and her eyes looked almost lifelike on the paper, like they could suck you in. I flipped through each of the remaining pictures, seeing mostly just more of the same, until... Makina, Naki, and Yoshie in Yokohama. Oh, so that's little Yoshie. Aww. It was a small white box made out of paper. So small, in fact, that it fit in the palm of my hand with room to spare. It was light as a feather, too. Open it. I closed my eyes and put my hands together, saying a little prayer for the poor animal. I then left the box where it lay and got back to my feet. So, I was talking to my teacher, one of the co-teachers for the second years, and he told me that yesterday he was at the school until 11 o'clock working on their test. I spoke to him a bit more about it. I was asking him if the school is creepy at night. And he said, yeah, apparently a girl at my middle school years and years and years ago killed herself there. And so sometimes he gets creeped out if he's there late because of that. In the middle of the room, a twin-sized futon was neatly laid out. Its top cover was convexed, just as it would be if someone were sleeping beneath it. In fact, that's exactly what it looked like, almost unmistakably. And right on top of it sat a perfect cube of a box, about 10 centimeters across on all sides, and bright red like a Shinto torii gate. Which would have been a lot more interesting if I weren't still scared out of my mind by the thought that there might have been someone under that cover this whole time. I'll examine that in a bit. The door won't budge. It seems to be stuck on something. Okay, then we'll leave it be. It was a silhouette of a human being, all black save for 2 perfectly round cutouts positioned halfway up the head, glinting with an unearthly light. There were no signs of life nor detail anywhere along the shadowy figure except in those eyes, but those eyes were very much alive. They were undeniably the eyes of a human. As if in response to my worst fears, I suddenly caught sight of a small girl in a black dress standing right in front of me. Hesitantly taking a closer look, it was actually me reflected in the mirror. But not just me. There's a black shadow behind me, and it was coming closer. I panicked and whirled around, and my light immediately went out. I was completely shrouded in darkness, as if whatever I'd seen had fully enveloped me. I'd stepped on something soft and squishy. Unconsciously, I paused for a split second, pondering what it may have been, but my de facto conclusion was, I don't care. I need to get the hell out of here. Feeling around along the glass door's surface, I finally found what seemed to be a handle. I tried in vain to turn it, only to realize that I couldn't, because... I didn't have to ask, though. I could feel it, and see it. My right hand was being clasped shut by the tiny, ghostly hands of a white-hued child. I shook my arm violently, and the white apparition faded from sight. But my closed right hand still wouldn't open. I had to get out of there. That was paramount. Clenched fist or no, I needed to leave before something worse happened. Panicked, I flung open the glass door. I fell back, completely sick to my stomach. My heart was pounding so hard and so fast, I was convinced I was going to have a heart attack and die. At the very least, I knew I was about to lose consciousness. As if to confirm just how done for I was, my nose began bleeding profusely. I had no doubt at all anymore. This was the end.
Shinozaki! Oi! しっかりしろ!
Kishinuma moved my worn, limp body onto the tatami flooring and carefully sat me up. I regained consciousness right away, and I was immediately met with the worried gazes of Kishinuma, Mochida, and Nakashima. Nakashima wiped tears from her eyes. I was so relieved, so very relieved to see my friends. I started crying as well.
篠崎、なんでお前一人でこんなことしてんだよ。
私がやらなきゃいけないことだから。
何？
岸沼。サトシ。
無識に任せよ
う。私が始まりだから。
始まりって何のだよ。
全部私が悪いの。私のせいでみんないなくなって。お姉ちゃんは。
I was sobbing like a baby. My face must have been a mess, and my voice came out hoarse and in short bursts.
悪いって何が？
私が幸せの幸子さんなんておばさん持ってきた。全部私が悪いんだから。
まさかお前一人で全部の責任を背負い込んでんじゃないだろうな。なあ、俺たちは仲間だろ、篠崎。
I sheepishly nodded my head, then looked down. I didn't want to meet his gaze.
頼れよ。一人で突っ走んなよ。いいか、今ここではっきりさせといてやる。あんなもの絶対にお前のせいなんかじゃねえんだよ。お前は悪くない。だからそんな風に自分を責めんなよ。
死ぬわ。
少なくともここにいるみんなそう思ってるだろう。ああ、ヨシキの言う通りだ。
そうだよ委員長。もう一人で抱え込まないで。 みんなをもう巻き込みたくないから自分でなんとかしなきゃって。でも怖くて私やっぱり何もできなかった。
バカだな。お前はよく頑張ったよ。いいからもっと俺たちを頼れ。
バカってひどい。
いや、だからよ。
ありがとう。
I didn't entirely believe them. It was a fact that this whole mess started when I led everyone in the Sachiko Ever After ritual, but I appreciated their words nonetheless.
こうなってしまった以上、残された俺たちはみんなでこの現実を受け止めていくしかないんだ。
受け入れるんじゃなくな。
少しでも良くしていくためにできることをする。
気持ちはみんな一緒だよ、委員長。
I didn't recognize the voice at all and was a little perturbed that no one else seemed startled by it. It belonged to a girl I'd never seen before, wearing an unusual outfit.
篠崎あゆみちゃんね。無事でよかったわ。あなたは。
篠崎、お前がヤバいところに向かってるってこの場所を俺たちに教えてくれたのはこの人なんだ。丹羽愛子さんだ。
ごめんなさいね。いろいろと調べさせてもらったわ。私は情報や霊能関係に詳しいの。篠崎ひのえさんの妹さんなら、そうね、さえのきなほちゃんの友達といえばわかるかしら。なほさんの？お姉ちゃんのことも知ってるの？え？あなたのお姉さんひのえさんはこちらの世界では有名人だったわ。あゆみちゃん、その右手開かないの？
My right hand had been clasped shut this whole time. I'd almost forgotten about it. I tried to open it again, but still couldn't.
見せてみろ。
Kishinuma grabbed my hand and tried to pry my fingers open.
無理に開ける必要はないわ。きっと時期が来たら自然に開く。その時を待ちなさい。あら？これは。
She attempted to open the box for just a moment, but her efforts proved to be in vain, just as mine were.
気になる箱ね。これも開かない。なるほどね。
Aiko was mesmerized by the unopening box. She seemed desperate to understand what force kept it sealed, almost giddy at the unspoken prospects of what it could mean.
ものすごい霊力。これはすごいわ。今晩預かっていいかしら。うちに戻れば開けられるかもしれない。
I had the feeling that this was less a request than it was a statement. She would never have taken no for an answer.
まあ、今日はもう遅いから詳しい話は明日させてもらうわね。放課後会いに行くわ。
That night, after I returned home, I stood in front of my mirror and just kept trying to open my right hand. I put every bit of strength and energy I had into it. What I found inside my heretofore closed hand were teeth? Human teeth from the looks of it. Very small baby teeth, 2 of them. The roots of each tooth were embedded deep within my palm, and I was bleeding quite a bit as a result.
なんで私の手の中に子供の歯が
Alright, so that was the end of chapter 00, which is the prologue. EVP entries for Hinoe Shinozaki have been unlocked. New Encyclopedia Obscura entries have been unlocked. WI Kisaragi Academy, Yoshiki Kishinuma, Grimoire, Sachiko Ever After, Yui Shishido, Ayumi Shinozaki, Seiko Shinohara, Shimoden Jaku, South Apartments, Mayu Suzumoto, Naomi Nakashima, Satoshi Mochida, Yuka Mochida, Sakutaro Morishige, Takamine Yanagihori, Yoshikazu Yanagihori, Hajime Yamazaki, Mirai Yamamura, Ryo Yoshizawa, Candle. Yes, let's save. Okay. So let's take a look. I think it's like just like kind of like information, but they mention EVP. Oh, I think I know what this is. Okay. All right. Well, that is the introduction to Blood Drive. So that will be all for tonight. We will continue again tomorrow. But do please like, subscribe, and fave for more Corpse Party, Blood Drive, and other videos.